Immediately following the loss, the streak was just a duel match, so we didn't, I mean, obviously the boys were gutted, but I wasn't really bothered by that very much. And then we went on a tear and we went into the Nationals, the #1 seed, and then we were, a game away from winning the national championship, and we lost it. And so I felt so badly for the boys. For me, it's always about the boys, and I wanted, however I could, to protect them from that pain, but of course I couldn't. And so, but to see the boys standing on the side of the court during match final ceremony, crying without even attempting to conceal their sadness, I was so proud of them because I knew that they went all in.
The Yale one was especially tough for me since I was playing the last match. The Yale match was the end of the winning streak. I was playing on the center court at Yale, and it was 2-all, and there were probably 1,000 Yale fans out there just screaming.
Making it to the final and then losing there was very disappointing. But like I said, the memorable experience made us learn a hell of a lot.
That was obviously very tough for me, just knowing that I was the last match of the streak.
There's still a hangover. You can tell from their eyes, there's still a hangover. They're still hurting. All this time later. So we're going to meet at 5 o'clock today. And what I'm going to tell them is, every day now, remember what it felt like to be on that court. I want all of you to remember what it felt like to be at Princeton last year. Every day. For those of you that played, I want you to remember what it felt like to walk across that court and shake that man's hand. And for those of you that were in the gallery, I want you to remember what it felt like to watch your teammates go down. We are going to work hard to make sure that never happens again. So if tomorrow you wake up and you can't find a motivation of why you should work a little bit harder today, remember to look in that Princeton's man's eyes. On graduation at Princeton, I called Bob Callahan, congratulate him. And I said, you son of a bitch, you're sitting there congratulating your seniors before they go off into the world, aren't you? And he said, you bet I am. And they said, enjoy that day. It's the only one you're going to have.
We'll be doing a lot of stamina work, some core stuff right now, and then once the season comes around, it'll get into some more agility stuff and squash-specific drilling and whatnot.
And we're gonna run 3 sets of 5 minutes with a 3-minute rest in between. And every set you're gonna have to run 4 laps than the previous set. So start out with the first set. You have to run at least 3 laps.
Wait, is it even possible to run 4 laps in 5 minutes?
This is early, man.
60-minute runs.
Yeah.
It's gonna suck.
This is just 30 minutes. Imagine 60 minutes. At 7 a.m.
Oh man, it is cold. What's up, guys?
He's always going to smile on his face, don't worry.
iPod ready.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
She got the.
It's different. It's much different. You know, it feels, probably because I'm a senior. You know, I'm not just speaking for myself here, but I feel that it's pretty laid back. But although it's laid back and there's not that tension about the streak, about this, that. We have a goal, which are the nationals, right? But we're still training hard. You know, so I think that's all due to the results of last year and everything that people want to change a little bit, change things about their games, change things about their attitudes.
Challenge match is sort of the holy grail of our sport. It's a chance for players to compete against each other to determine the lineup, or at least to determine their position in the lineup preliminarily. It's also, because they put so much emphasis on that, it's the best way for them to get match tough. You know, if you have two guys going and play a match and there's nothing riding on it, they're not going to feel the same level of intensity as they do now. So challenge matches are a critical piece of our program. Also, we've been training hard, they're fit, but they haven't had to deal with the maintaining their emotions in the fire. And now they're in the thick of it.
Well, I never thought I would get to the final, like in this tournament, but maybe that's why I'm also in the final, because I never had any pressure on me. All the other guys had all the pressure because like I'm a freshman.
As a junior, he was one of the best players in the world, so he has a lot of experience. So I don't really see him as a freshman. Usually when I think of a freshman, they don't have too much experience, but if there's something this guy has, it's experience. Great hands, a lot of good shots. He's really fit. He's one of the fittest players on the team. So it's going to be a tough match for me because my biggest weapon is that I'm fit and I'm consistent. I can go for a long time, but he can go for a long time and he's fit and he has a lot of weapons. So it'll be a tough match.
As soon as I got here, my goal was to be top 5 because I mean there's so many good players. But I think I had a good draw and I think I played well. So I didn't expect to win the tournament at all. I think it was very hard.
Am I surprised that Wonka did so well? Not at all. I mean, the kid's a world-class junior player, but he's a junior player, so now he's going to go in there against the big boys, and we'll see how he does. You know, he's up against it. We're happy with our depth. We need to get a lot of production out of the top of our lineup because we think the bottom of our lineup is going to be very, very strong. So we feel good about it. You know, we find out this weekend what we really have and what we need to work on. But you can see the group is enthusiastic, as they should be. There's no shortage of that, and we're ready to rock and roll.
Every single match like it's nationals. There should be no errors. You should work for every single point. You should win every single point. Let's work. Let's work.
Yeah.
Okay, starts now. Starts now. Starts now.
1, 2, 3, go!